So, is this going to be a personal development session? Well, yeah, kind of. But more than that, I need to admit that being here today is a gift to myself. Yes, to have this brand new and beautiful memory here in this college where I had joined 10 years back as a paramedical student. So I'm told that all of you are first year students, so I'm guessing it would be easy for you to relate when I say that I was excited being in this college. Beginning my college life here in a city like Bengaluru, I was super thrilled. For me, it was the first time being away from home, but I was feeling confident, choosing perfusion technology and believing that I know where I am going. Do you feel that way too? Know where you're going? Because if you feel so, I'm sure you must be feeling really good. So back when I was a first year student, we all agreed, like my batchmates and I, we agreed that we didn't like mathematics, or maths didn't like us, as I would like to put it. And I also think we were secretly jealous of the MBBS students, But nevertheless, I think many of them are relating to that. Okay, nevertheless, we were all here to achieve something, just like you right now. So here I was, puffed up with all the confidence that came from a history of good grades in school, good social circle, and some attractive skills in art, writing, speaking, etc. So imagine all that. Minus this wheelchair, minus this disability, I was walking in this college feeling good about myself. I was not doubtful whether I'd be able to fulfill my dreams, my loved ones' dreams. I was just happy. In fact, things were going according to plan. That's naturally when we feel good, right? But things soon changed for me. Few months into the second year, my life took an unexpected turn. For simplicity's sake, I'll say that I learned that falling from a height can lead to a lot of broken bones. And especially if it's your backbone, it can cut through your spinal cord, leaving you paralyzed and wheelchair bound, probably for the rest of your life. Come on, you're all paramedical students, I can talk this way, right? Basically, that's what happened with me. My spinal cord got injured at the thoracic level, and so I became paralyzed below my chest. I still am. Which means I can neither move or feel anything below. That is, both sensory and motor functions were impaired. And that is why I'm on this wheelchair today. Although I'm talking about all this in a very casual manner, with more or less clear understanding right now, back in 2014, when this really happened, I was nowhere close to understanding what it meant or how it was going to change my life. In fact, what have you seen usually? When your bone gets fractured, you wear a cast for a while and your friends may sign it for you, and after a while it gets better, right? And so when I was in the hospital bed, me and my family I had this collar around my neck, cast on both my arms, on one of my legs, and me and my family, we were able to laugh it off saying that I looked like an astronaut. And I would argue with the nurse that only if she could get me the walker, I can be back on my feet and just go back to my normal life. But days passed by, months passed by, my friends were attending exams in college, and I was worried, oh my god, I have a lot of portions to cover when I go back to classes. In fact, even now I have that dream, like sometimes I dream coming back to college, this place, and trying to catch up with my friends who are now seniors. But the truth is, none of them are here today. But thank God I'm not here to catch up with them. In fact, I'm here to repaint that nasty dream of mine, rewrite all those experiences of pain and loss, of having to give up what I wanted to achieve, of having to leave this place where I wanted to be, to trying to forget all those people I wanted to be with. It was such a long chase. And it took long years for me to understand that if some of my dreams had to end, I can always make new dreams. If I've made some failures, if I've had some failures in my past, I can always try to succeed now. And if I have this disability, I also have some strong abilities that let me live with it. In fact, not just barely live by it, but live the kind of life where I can smile joyfully and tell all of you that you can live your life to your best. And that brings us to the point where I am going to turn all this around from me to you. Although for all this while I've been talking about my own personal story, it's never just about me. There are many of us who think or we have thought that we won't be able to achieve our dreams, or we have failed so many times. Even worse, we keep looking at what we don't have, what is wrong with us, right? And all these things, all these feelings can disable you from being you. Yeah, you needn't be physically challenged or have a disability like this to actually feel disabled. All these thoughts and such negative things, it can disable you. In fact, for the past 8 years and more, I've had to face more psychological challenges than physical challenges. Yes, boredom, loneliness, low self-esteem, mood swings, you name it. And I'm sure that many of you are also going through such problems of your own, maybe secretly. And that is why I want to share with you 2 very important and hard-learned lessons from my own life. Okay, I think that was an admirer. Thank you. Alright. So yes, two very important and hard-learned lessons from my life. Now, even if you forget everything else that I said today, okay, just try to remember these 2 things for yourself as golden rules. Ready? One of them is perseverance, not giving up. When things don't go according to your plan or your wish, what do? Of course, you get angry inside. But don't stay angry inside. Move on for yourself, for your own sake. Set up new goals, and try to reach them one by one at a time, and keep doing that constantly. Because then you get these unexpected and beautiful surprises and gifts now and then. Just like how this day is forming. The second most important thing, in fact, this is what helps you persevere. That is to be kind and compassionate to yourself. Love yourself. Because that is the only way you can face all those roadblocks and dead ends that come across in life. When I was told that I had to discontinue perfusion technology, obviously because I cannot work as a perfusionist on a wheelchair, I was crushed. Here I was worrying about all the portions that I had to catch up in going back to class, right? But the reality was very different. Or when I was told about 4 months after being injured that I was going to get discharged from St. John's, again I was confused and upset. Because like I said before, I was under the impression that I will get well soon, I will be up on my feet, go back to classes, go back to normal life. But when I was discharged, I couldn't sit up by myself. I couldn't even eat, bathe, or even pee by myself. But with long months of rehabilitation that followed in another hospital in Kerala, I slowly started realizing what this condition really meant and what it meant for me. But with all that, I had lost my confidence that I talked about in the beginning. I was disgusted by myself. I felt like I was a failure. Every night I would wait for the lights to be turned off so that I can just cry, weep, so that no one would watch me. Dark and depressing times they were. But what got me through all of that is love. Love of God above everything else. Love of my family, friends, everyone who stood by my side. In fact, it is all that love that made me wonder if everyone can love me, the God who created me can love me despite of everything that is wrong with me. How dare I say that I cannot bear with myself, I cannot accept what has happened. That will not help me move on. I realized that I need to accept myself. I realized that every time I looked at myself as a failure, I was just hurting myself. Because if my legs are weak, my hands need to be strong enough to carry them. It doesn't work if my hands keep complaining, my legs are too heavy. The same way, if my body is weak, my mind needs to be strong enough. That that is how you are there for yourself. So what I want all of you to do is to give yourself the love and care that you would give a loved one. That is the only way you can keep going in life. That is how you persevere in life. So with that, I would like to conclude my speech. But before I end, I wish to specially honor my family who has joined me. They've stood by my side all this while. My strong father, my very beautiful mother, physically and mentally, okay? And I have my very patient and gentle uncle with me as well. As I said, today is a gift for me, a chance to make peace with my long lost past and to create a new memory. And if it weren't for all those people who stood by my side, this couldn't have happened. So a big and fat thank you to all of you for letting me be here and listening to me so patiently. Thank you.